Hey everyone, Terry Crews here, and Son of Beast here. It's Game 12 of the NHL 26 on EA Sports. We're halfway down to the end of this game for this season, but there's a lot of Game of the Nights going on, and as pretty soon we'll be stepping to a chance to push to the playoff boundary between the teams that will be competing for the chance to win the cup all the way to the finals as a crown champion. But as we are taking a look over from the other side of it, as we've got Florida Panthers, as they won the Stanley Cup last season, and they already beat against the Edmonton Oilers. But they've got another shot if they can definitely win. It can be a little bit hard, but make that improvement. But the New York Islanders are the next team to face against. And for tonight's starting goaltender, it's Sergei Bobrovsky for the Florida Panthers, and for the New York Islanders is Ilya Sorokin. The biggest battle of it wasn't just the only shore coast of the team between the Metropolitan and the Atlantic Division. So let's find out and see who they are. Starting players for the New York Islanders, as we go to the other side of it to start things first, we have one of our players to start things off. The starting goaltender of Ilya Sorokin makes a recharging zones to rapid recover under pressure. Then with the other one, with Bo Horvat, the quick draw shift in for the strategy and the born leader to energize the action. Ryan Pollock with the only rocket and a stick 'em up ability. Then it's Adam Pelech with the only stick 'em up, quick pick, and it's Warrior Zone. Matthew Barzal, one of the best players in the New York Islanders, has wheels near the edges with the tape-to-tape zone. Then it's Jonathan Drouin from the Colorado Avalanche, who only has a tape-to-tape zone. Then it's Anders Lee, one of our biggest big rig and the big tipper, scored over 500 goals of his NHL career. That is one that takes for another. Then it's Kyle Palmieri with only one T-zone. Then it's Alexander Romanov that only makes a true lensless and with the hipster. Then it's Jean-Gabriel Paydu, quick draw and quick pick. Then it's Casey Zizikas with only the quick draw and spark plug, and finally, it's Anthony Duclair with wheels with a lightning fast skating speed. Now let's go over to the other side of it as we go back from the top, and this time, the Florida Panthers brings one of the legends from Finland, Alexander Barkov. He only has the backhand beauty and ankle breaker with only the quick pick. Matt Mikitchuk with only the big tipper to beat here, who has the alternative captain with the spark plug and the born leader. With Sam Reinhart, he only makes a tape-to-tape on the big tipper and no contest zone. You all saw this one coming. From the Boston Bruins, Brad Marchand with the quick pick and no contest zone. Then the best starting goaltender, Sergei Bobrovsky, is a showstopper. One of his best playing of this game since the Stanley Cup playoffs to the finals. He is one of the best to show things all. But now, he's ready to take on against Ilya Sorokin. Gustav Forsling with wheels, rocket, and send it. Then it's Aaron Ekblad with rocket and tape zone. Then it's Seth Jones from the Chicago Blackhawks for the second win, rocket and send it. Then it's Carter Hagee, Eli Anderson pressure. And then it's Sam Bennett, spark plug and warrior. And last but not least, it's Aiton Lundell. Quick to release on the pick and tape on the perceptive powerful passes. So that's it for the starting lineups. Game 12 as we are heading back to Sunrise, Florida. And standing by, I have his paintbrush along with James Rolski, and the center ice is Palm Tree. We'll see you later, folks, for the intermission and the post-game show. Get ready as the shore takes on Islanders, Cats. Next on EA Sports. Will this be anybody's game? You will never know. Enjoy, everyone. It's Sunrise, Florida. It's the Cats, and they face on against the New York Islanders. Hey folks, I'm Paintbrush, and I'm here on my broadcast partner along with James Cebulski and Palm Tree. Tonight's game is about to go on as we're ready for puck drop. Cats, Islanders, ready for anything. as we start with a frozen biscuit drop here at Sunrise, Florida, and we are underway. Starting tonight's goaltender for the New York Islanders is Ilya Sorokin, and for the Florida Panthers is Sergei Bobrovsky. For the starting players, we have as the Florida Panthers is Aaron Ekblad. We'll have it again now to Matthew Tkachuk. You'll find the pass to Aaron Ekblad. He'll look over to Lundell. The swing pass to Ekblad. Now finds to Matthew Tkachuk. He'll have it over to Reinhardt, and that one will take over as Bo Horvat will give it over to Heinemann. And that one sends it over back the other way for the Florida Panthers. As Gustav Forsling will have it the other way. A sip to zone to Reinhardt. Reinhardt, nowhere to luck. And it's rebound by Schaefer. Rebound by Lundell. For the backhander chance, shots blocked by Schaefer. Here's a chance now. New York Islanders will start their first possession in today's Florida territory. Nothing to give here. This will be out of play in the zone. Big hit on the smackdown. Right near the goal line and right to the net. And back out the Forsling. What a big hit this is. I mean, and I'm going to tell you this one there, Paintbrush. That was really brutal. To hit us on a painful look, that's definitely where it's going to start off to make that clash. Rodriguez now has it again to Forsling. On a shot, big save, hit the goalpost, and we'll stop and play as Ilya Sorokin hangs on to the puck. Only 17-19. Just a lot of time left to remain in the first period. No score is given here, but Florida or New York. And New York Islanders wins the face-off as Ryan Pulock will have it again to Schaefer. No Alexander Barkov for tonight, and he is out, and you'll have to make this question considerable. Will he ever return for next season? That might be the question. That one tips off, and that's Brad Marchand with the rebound. Has that over to Verhaeghe. Right to Vincent to Bennett. Great save by Sorokin, and it's back to Sam Bennett. He looks over again to Belinskas. They'll find Bennett. Bennett has no struggle to get here, and now back to Marchand. Marchand to swing, and he'll have to reset the group here for Sam Bennett, and it's back into New York territory. Hoping that one stays out here as Sam Bennett will now have it to Ryan Pulock. Here's Marchand, battling for the racing to the puck, and back the other way will be Belinskas. Here's Verhaeghe, a shot, that one tips in off the glass, and rebounded by Islanders. Andre Palat now has it over to Jonathan Drouin from the Colorado Avalanche. Belinskas now has it across, Florida's gaining control, now finding to Nico Mikula. Panthers back in Islanders territory. Carter Verhaeghe swiveling around a little bit. Now trying to pass over to AJ Greer. Here's Greer. Shot! Stop made by Sorokin. What a diving effort. And he'll stop that and play him out after 15 minutes. Just look at how you've seen this. Ilya Sorokin was really making this one a huge save. No chance to beat that. That's really what the diving makes. And that one races right over it. Watch this front. That makes it to Sorokin, and he just whoops it. What a big save in this effort. So a lot of time left to remain in the period with under 15 minutes remaining. No score between Florida or New York again. Now the winning faceoff will be Bo Horvat, and as D'Angelo will now have it the other way for the Islanders. Jean-Gabriel Preview tips it. That one is given away by Evan Rodriguez. Now back to AJ Greer. Into the Islander territory, AJ Greer. The Gimble into Borford. Borford shot and makes another save here by Ilya Sorokin, and back to Rodriguez. Here's Petry, now finding to AJ Greer. Greer looks at Rodriguez, he has it again to Petry. Petry looks over to Greer. Greer shot, chance in play, and that one goes tipping down, and Jean-Gabriel Pageant the other way. New York back in the offense zone. It's a new line group change for the Cats. And here's Holmstrom. To Anders Lee shot, stop made by Bobrovsky. You'll have that one stopping him out, but just only puts him for me. Let's go over to center ice and now send it over to Palm Tree. And this time, what we need to know, Matthew Tkachuk. Thanks, fellas. Matthew Tkachuk is really one of the hugest and a star for the alternative captain for tonight. And now he's really able to show how he's going to get. Well, his giving it up to the team, and he's really noticing without playing for Alexander Barkov, he now has his set. This is a great way to have his own chance. The opportunity that's making it well for Andre. And what everybody knows, It doesn't need to do anything for Reinhardt and one of the guys, for Aaron Ekblad, Matthew Tkachuk. His passing is a great tape-to-tape zones. There's no way that you cannot stop this, but this is a great way to have a huge strategy for Matthew Tkachuk. This is one of his great techniques here, guys. I'm watching on it for Matthew Tkachuk to have some great opportunity racing toward inbounding. Let's see how he can handle these things off with the Cats. Back to you, Paintbrush. Thanks, Palm Tree. Now finds again the lead. Lee right to the wall, and back to Sam Reinhardt the other way. That's great defensive effort here. When you're watching on this Paintbrush, you got to make sure you're really up to it. Lundell with a chance. Backhand stop by Sorokin. 10:54 remaining in the first period. He'll stop that in play to get ready for next puck drop. Still lots of gaining effort here, as it's still a tie game. Seps on the board. Sam Reinhardt wins the faceoff. Nicholas shot. Another save by Sorokin. Cizikas now finding to McLean. And now here's Scott Mayfield to Cizikas. Almost been taken away here, and now Cizikas will have it. Here comes shot. Glove save by Bobrovsky. 10:23 remaining in the first period. They'll get ready for another puck drop. Now let's go over to the Islander side. And this time, we call it Matthew Barzal. What Matthew Barzal has really made is an improvement here. He just happens to show it all what he makes. Nothing stands out. And when you play for the Islanders defender, you know Matthew Barzal's got a great opportunity to have some great tape-to-tape zones, rocket blast, and there's some quick-turn winning face-offs. There's one change that you have to do for another. But that's what I was really watching it on for Matthew Barzal. He's been playing it for so well. I can't say now this when you're for Matthew Barzal. You'll have to show it that he does. This is a one quick range here, their opportunity, guys. I'm watching on Matthew Barzal. Have some great changes. Back to you. Marchand shot. Kick pad saved out by Sorokin. Andrews Lee. Under 9 minutes remaining in the first period. Past the midway mark. And now Marchand will have it again to Nikola. He's over to Sankovic. Now has it again to Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Spin save made on the play by Sorokin. And now Jonathan Drouin will have it over again to Anders Lee. Anders Lee right toward wing. Pass to Barzal. Barzal shot blocked by Skankovic. And out of here is Rodriguez. Florida gaining zone. Here's Petrie the other way now for Florida. Shot snatched by Sorokin. 7:48 remaining in the first period. He'll stop that in play to get ready for another puck drop. Nothing is simple when you're playing for offense. They still have no scores on the board. And the win will be Schwinn. Now he'll find again to Forsling. They'll now find it to Lushkarainik. Finding to Aaron Ekblad. Gets him clear and reset. Back to Schwinn behind the net. And now finding Nikudin. Here's another one to Forsling. Finding to Lushkarainik. Finding to Aaron Ekblad. Cut motion, shot. That one is tipped off the blade, and this one goes right back to Andre Palat. Andre Palat lost that one. Goes to Forsling the other way. And now, as the Florida Panthers will have it control. Pass around the net. Now it's back to Lushkarainik. Oh, broken the play. And Schwinn will have it. Now finding to Kunin on the opposite side. Around the net. Here's Schwinn. Kicks it over. Lushkarainik could have had it back. And give him away. Lushkarainik. Shot. Almost been tipped it away. And that one stays out by Sorokin. What a chance and a beauty. This is almost going to make a good chance at a goal for Florida. And I wasn't pretty sure that one was going to go in. That one was really amazed. Cizikas now finding a Schaefer. Schaefer shot blocker again by Bobrovsky. Here comes Florida. Lundell snuck out. Now the Islanders will have it. Back to the Florida Panthers. The Sam Reinhardt will have it. Anthony Duclair watching on him. Still clean on the defensive effort, as no penalty will be given on New York. Aiton Lundell. Give to Sam Reinhardt. That one sticks up at the zone. That one is a great take on defensive offense to have that stick tied up. Lundford. Pass to Reinhardt. And here's Petrie's shots blocked by Dronin. And Dronin will have it the other way with under 5 minutes in the first period. Sticked it up by Lundford. And now Lundell. Lundell swing to Reinhardt. Shot, glove save by Sorokin. And Sorokin will have a little bit of an ease here with under 4 minutes remaining in the first period. We'll get ready for another puck drop. Just have a look one more time here, and that's Sorokin. What if you just on a differ? There is no spill when you really are watching that. And then when you try to go for some deflection, you would have no chance if you're going to get that one into a beauty mark. That play ever was a takeout. So a lot of time left remaining as we're nearing down the end of the first period. No score between Bennett or Barzal. After Barzal wins the draw, here's Marchand. That goes the other way. Marchand. Pass to Balinskis. Balinskis shoots! What a rebound! And Verhage was over the line. That one will have to reset the group. And now Duclair will have it the other way for the Islanders. Rebound save made by Duclair. Back to Pellich. Pellich shot blocked by Bennett. And Marchand will give it to Verhage. Here they come. Verhage! Save by Sorokin! Right over to Balinskis. One time for Nikolai. That one gets off on a defender, and now McLean will have it with 2:30 remaining. That one is over back to Nikolai. Now here's Samkovic. Samoskevich. Chance on the pass. That one is given away for the New York Islanders. And here's Matthew Barzal as he'll have that one cleared out. Knocks over to the board, and it's rebounded up by Florida. Samoskevich waits patiently for a new group. And we'll have to reset it again. And now Rodriguez this time will have it to Petrie. Still no penalty here. Big hit out there. Wow. Take cover. That's going to hurt. Yeah, you better believe this one now. Matthew Barzal is really waiting on that for a long time. And I'm telling you, that's not going to happen again. Final minute of the first period. Pellich given away by Samkovic. Shot glove save by Sorokin. 48 seconds remaining in first period. Still got a tight spot for one. Matthew Barzal, you have to watch on that. That is where that hit makes it rush. That goes with the playing right over toward the wall, and he was already getting bumped up afterwards. Palmtree, I know you're watching on this one here. Do you think this was a clash? I do say so. Probably you're fine. I mean, Palmtree doesn't even mess it up on a swing with a very nice, beautiful hair. Oh, good to be here right now. I mean, I'm really good right now. Yeah, thank you. Now here's another one to Kudin, and now with 10 down to under 20 seconds, that one is miscommunicated under miscues, as Sousy will now have the home show. And here's Petrie, the other way going. Petrie spins, backhander shot, and it's stopped by Sorokin, and will end the first period. Very tight game. A lot of big smackdowns here between New York and Florida. We'll take a quick break here, and we will return to Sunrise, Florida after the intermission. No score between Islanders and the Cats. Hey folks, welcome to the first intermission of the NHL as we've got a great tight stackness here for the New York Islanders and the Florida Panthers. There was some great chances here, and there was not much nothing to say about this as no goal had made. Only one take was Matthew Barzal that made some hits, and for Sam Bennett, he had 2 shots in this game, and he still haven't found anything to do a lot of work. Best effort was just short. Action tracker over here, they turned out to be great, but Jeff Petrie from the Red Wings, he's trying to have some of his own goal to keep that one from out. And as Schwed from the Flames, he wants to have some face-offs to keep on moving. And under the end of the first period, here's how they did. 16/4 total shots on goal for Florida Panthers, 14/12 for the hit. Then it was 538/55 for the Florida time on attack. Great control effort, 88/85 for the passing effectiveness, and 5/4 face-off wins for Florida Panthers. All right, this is where that really takes on. As for you, Son and Peace, let's have your thoughts about the Islanders. They've been smacking over it again. Yeah, I'm telling you now that start-off make for the Florida Panthers, they're really trying to swiggle it out, but there's nothing what you can take. You have no idea how that one is going to make that one pay for it. Every time that happens, you make that huge hit, that's crucial. But there is no take on the penalty for the Islanders. They're really been watching this carefully now, and they just really wanted to get out of here. No other words, no take. Now for you, Terry Crews, for the Florida Panthers. Well, that was a great setup here for Florida Panthers. They did so well, but it looks like there's a lot of shot block make, and it didn't really appear that well. So it looks like that has to make some new fixing adjustments to keep on moving things in. So with that, they have to try to figure this out to get that one with the screen for the Florida Panthers. Because you could see what happens with the head coaches. That's what you need to do. You need a lot of handlings of this motion, and in the offense, we'll have to do a little target angle to have some better progression to have that in. We'll have to wait and see what gets in for the second period. And that will conclude for the first intermission. Let's go back down to Florida as Paintbrush and James stand by for the second period. See you later, folks, for the second intermission. Welcome back to Sunrise, Florida, as we're ready to get started for the second period. Puck is dropped, and we are ready to go for the start of the second period between the Cats and the Isles. As you're back with us, I will now send it over to you, James, about how that really take it on. It was a great slowdown to start things for the Class, but there's a lot more play in action to be played behind. How did you see it? Well, that's Sergei Bobrovsky. He was really having it all with a ton of fun. I think he really made that one enjoyable. I can't tell you about this one there, Paintbrush, but that really was a hugest chance effort. I was really been watching this one, playing it back and forth. That's what I was really noticing, that they just kept on going. But this is a lot of big clash up there where the New York Islanders are really wanting to sweep that out. This is not what you wanted to take, but that was a lot of hugest stop effort to have that one going. I can't tell you now that the Florida Panthers really trying to get that one out with a huge credit. And just watching Bo Horvath, that is a huge skit. You're not really going to love it, but that one is a huge skit. That just made it look worse. Still lots of effort here on the time strategy, as still no score in the game in 18:30 mark. Sam Bennett wins the faceoff, and here's Ubas Valinskas. He now has it over Heggie. Heggie shot one, another glove save by Sorokin. He'll recharge it, and we'll get back into action as we'll get it ready for another butt shot. It's 19, number 6. Florida Panthers really trying to work things off, but there's a lot of pick and picks, actually. They just don't really care. Bennett wins the faceoff for the back-to-back win. Mikola. Bennett. Right over now to Marchand. Marchand. Step back for Heggie. And that shot gets blocked, and he'll try to regroup. And again, now finding Marchand. Marchand finding Mikola. Mikola. Stanos over the net. And that one will stay right behind as Marchand carries in the middle. That poked it again by the goaltender. Heineman now has it again to Pullak. Pullak now finds it over to Pollock, and that will stay out of the zone. Now as Heineman will have it over to Schaefer. New York Islanders will now pick up their chance. Kicks it over, now finding to Heineman. Heineman right in the wing. Mikola the other way. Now that time it will be Florida. And here's Valinskas. Oh, he bangs it down! What a smack hit! And he will clear that zone behind the net. Now here's Sam Reinhard. Sending a deep zone, now finding Lindell. He enters the attacking zone. And bad pass. That will set it over the other way. As now is Anders Lee. Here comes Anders Lee. Motion around, shot, scores! Anders Lee has taken a backhander to strike out the Bobrovsky. What motion cut afterward, and you seen what Anders Lee made? And he was trying to wait on that angle. He was waiting and patient, and now this is what he wants to do for his total career shots. That's a great beauty look. And as Anders Lee, he had that shooting prepared earlier, and that big red drive would really have to go right into the net. He was really waiting it off, and that really makes that. When you see what the captain made, that Anders Lee is going to have that one unstoppable for tonight. He has his first goal in the game, and he's going to have that one his next night to have that going. And as Florida trails by 1, it is 1-0 New York. Matthew Barzal wins the faceoff against D'Angelo. D'Angelo now finding the Barzal, and here's Matthew Tkachuk. You'll have that deep zone now as Sam Reinhart will have it out. Sam Reinhart backhander, save by Sorokin. Horford now finding the Petrie. He'll swing back to Reinhardt. That one is broken up. Adam Pellich again to Duclair. Duclair battling along the boards. And here's Matthew Barzal. He'll swing it around the net. And as Kachuk will have it. He'll give a swing to Petrie. Petrie stops and makes AJ Greer shot. Save by Sorokin. 14:29 remaining in the second period. He'll get ready for an next puck drop, which is only nearing the after the 15-minute mark. Just look how Matthew Barzal was able to keep. And as Ilya Sorokin, that really was a huge save. You're not really spying it on. That recharge was holding off a 22 save of his game. Nowhere you could stop on. That makes it clear. Lots of time left to be played in this period. One mistake only had drawn the attention on Florida. And that's the odd man rush. And this one will be the 1-0 to take in, and with a great offensive zone. Rodriguez back in zone. To Greer shoot. Pull-up save by Sorokin. 14:08 remaining in the second period. And he'll try to have to do it again. Another look to keep backing in. And the win will be on the Islanders. Adam Pellich again to Anders Lee. Anders Lee in wing. Here's Pegu's shots blocked, and Forsling will have it off again to Kuden. Kuden on his way down. Back behind the pass to Swift. Swift looks to Forsling. Here's Kuden, shoots, he missed wide, and all the way down to the Florida territory. Now Forsling will have another chance. And here's the pass to Swing. Never hit here for the Islanders. Cut in motion. We'll have to draw attention again to Luskarainen. And now back to Balinskis. Balinskis. The pass to Luskarainen. Luskarainen now has it to Balinskis again. Now finding to Mikkola. Here's Mikkola. The drive. Stop by Sorokin. G. Gabriel Pagan again at Holmstrom. Balinskis takes it off and now finding Billy Mikkola. That one will race the other way as D'Angelo. Behind the boards, he'll battle along for the loose puck. Pellich. Try to watch on Holmstrom. He'll dump that around the net. Balinskis now have it again. Over to Marchand. Marchand. No cut squeeze here. Now finding Mikkola. Mikkola, chance, he scores! There it is! As we're now tied on board. Mikkola. Finally, you have the answer back, and watch when this happens, and there's still cut from Marchand. There's no move. That's where Mikkola wants to go right into it, and he was in trouble, and now this is where the cut really makes. You see this action, that goes to Mikkola, and he has already tied that one up. That's the first part of the goal that you really have to watch an eye on. You want to take in, and you pass by Sorokin. Now the Cats will remain tied after with Marchand and Balinskis. 8:41 was a time on a goal. Just like you did. I mean, I really have been watching this the whole entire time, and I really gotta say, what happens with the first goal, fast for him tonight to have his own. Jeff Petrie now finding the board for it, and he has now the Petrie. Petrie now finding Bennett. Bennett! Should save by Sorokin. Marchand now find Petrie again to Bamford. Bamford shot. That's off in the player, and again to Pollock. He'll now have it to Jonathan Drouin. Drouin with a chance, broken up by Horford. Verhage with his swinging action here. Now he'll have to reset it again here for the New York Islanders. It's back again with Jonathan Drouin. However, again to Anthony Duclair. Anthony Duclair, nowhere to get through, and it's Jeff Petrie will have it back. Now finding to AJ Greer. AJ Greer watching closely past the midway mark in the second period. Right to Forsling. Shot blocked, and that hits off his own team. Rodriguez now has to Greer. Greer's shot blocked. And now it's over again the other way. Anthony Duclair will have it dumped out of the zone. Aaron Ekblad will have the chance. The Panthers rolling in. And now pass to AJ Greer. AJ Greer. Shot. Save off. Glove slash by Sorokin. 8:40 remaining in the second period. You'll have a stop and play in action to have another puck drop. What do you see about this one here for Anthony Duclair here, Palm Tree? Well, I'm going to say now that what Anthony Duclair made it do, he really had that one slicking it back, and I was really been watching this all the entire time. He happens to like anyone around Florida, they really have to keep on moving it again. This is why they really did not keep enforcement on the attack. That's really going to make that one stay out. No chance effort, no can do. He's really like having a hard time afterward. Sorokin really has to do another save, and he has to do all this entire time. How about that? I'm really going to say this for now. I mean, whatever you don't do, if you don't really want to make that one make a mess, that one may have to burn it out. Sam White, check shot, stop by Sorokin. Rebounded up by the Islanders. Now Holmstrom. Shot, huge save by Bobrovsky. And back to Matthew Tkachuk with under 3 minutes remaining. Sorry, under 7 minutes. Past the midway mark still. Lundell. Right up in Lukalinska. Shot. Glove. Saved by Sorokin. Only 6:32 remaining in the second period. So lots of time, energy to be here. You can feel the energy in the crowd. It's already 1-1 game. Sam Bennett wins the faceoff. Has now over. Middle to Bennett who scores! What about that? Did you see Sam Bennett? No, you didn't. It's 2-1. Just I love that hustle. After Sam Bennett went in a drive, watch what happens you give over to Sam Bennett. Backhand and makes a beat. Bella was given over right to the middle after Mikula, and that Sam Bennett had a little bit of a drawing contact here. Now that is a great goal. There is no change if you could really stop on Sam Bennett, and that really had that backhander. What a shot. Sam Bennett, he enters the zone for his leadoff score for the first time in the second period, and now his Mikula will now have it over to Velinskis. Now here's Sam Bennett. You'll have it to Verhage, and he'll go offside with only 6:09 remaining. Just a lot of time action. 9:46 over 1:31. Time on attack for the Florida Panthers. And the win will be on the Islanders. And here's Gatecomb. Gatecomb shot. Chance. Stop by Bobrovsky. And back to Mikula. What a huge saving effort. And now it's over to Marchand. Marchand enters the zone in the Islanders territory. And now around the net will be Verhage. Schaefer takes over. Another big hit here for the Florida Panthers. McLean. McLean shot. Save up by Bobrovsky. Now Petrie will have it again out of the zone. Here's Verhage. Verhage now finding the Marchand. That one is given away as Sam Bennett. We set the proof to Norfolk. Norfolk now finding it again. Now Bennett. Bennett shot. That was up high for the blocker. And back to Verhage. That's really what happens with another great block to save. You don't see it coming, but that really was a huge save and just impressed. Really sure enough that Sorokin really had a huge for this. Verhage shot off his teammate. Rebounded up by Gatecomb, and now McLean will have a chance. It was a new line to change for Florida. Gatecomb finding Bullock. Shot. Stop by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's going to hang on with here with only 3:49 remaining in the second. Just look at what happens to Sam Bennett. And you really had a lot of huge defer. You really had no change up when you wanted to be. That really had up with the kick. Another attack. In the Florida territory as now with just under 4 minutes in the second period. Schwinn wins the faceoff, and Aaron Ekblad will now have it again to Luostarinen. Luostarinen, right to Schwinn, saved by Sorokin. Now Matthew Barzal the other way for the New York Islanders. Islanders watching it clear, and that will come up by Bobrovsky with only 3:12 remaining in the second period. If you're watching on this one here, with the 15th annual, I hope you all enjoyed it for this part of the event. And with the new episode releasing, don't forget to check out Animation Epics' new episode of the Anime Insanity Episode 5. I really appreciate to everybody who is really coming here to support for Adam and the crew. And we can't wait to have its next attendance for the BFTI II 26 of the event. for next summer tour. Can you believe it that we are almost flying to summer? I'm not even sure. I think it's still spring right that time, but there's a lot of huge announcements to have it on the end. Lucerinen, another save by Sorokin, and Delangelo will have it. Get back to Lundell, and here's Mikkola. Shoot, save by Sorokin. With the clutching release move here, Islanders on defense. Lundell, Mikkola, shot, another save made by Sorokin. Kunin shots block off the blade. Back to Lucerinen, poked it. Rebound by the Islanders. And now Anthony Duclair will have a piece. Kunin, back over to Malinskis. Tough angle to have that cut. And now Anthony Duclair with 100 minutes remaining in the second period. Mikko Mikkola. Now to Kachuk. To Kunin. Kunin in Islanders territory. Swinging around. Swinging a miss by Matthew Kachuk. And it's Scott Mayfield. Battle on the boards. Rebound by Kachuk. Shot over again. Rebound by Goldberg. Kachuk waiting for some time, and that one hits off the players, and now as Anders Lee will take it out, and we will end the second period. 2-1 is the score. Sam Bennett, unbelievable, after a made by Mikkola, the face-off, and the goal. 2-1, Florida. Be back for the third. Hey everyone, welcome to the second intermission of the NHL on EA Sports. Big collision afterward, and this one is going to take the other way as it still stays tight. As with the second end of the second period, here are the statistics. 38 over 12 total shots on goal for Florida. Then it was 21 over 18 hits here for Florida again, with 11:38 over 1.46. And then it was 89% for the passing and 12 face-off wins. I know there's nothing to talk about this one, but this goal made a lead for Sam Bennett. Let's have your takes here, Centerpiece, about Sam Bennett for Florida. Well, Florida had that one with the amazing technique. This goal is going to start things off. As for Florida Panthers, they really are making the hugest way to have that one with the goal. They have that one tied up in the second period, but now they have to find it clearly to keep it out alive, to stay defensiveless, to go for defense in the third period. They have to make sure they're really up to the challenge. Otherwise, they're going to get pulled over and not get away with that. They need to make sure they have that one cleared right away. And now over to you, Terry Crews, for the New York Islanders. Well, this big hit really made it huge as the third. And what I mentioned before about Matthew Barzal and Anders Lee, he is trying to get his next goal in there. He wants to have it all tied up, but he wants to wait for someone else to get a goal, so that way he can definitely have it stay even enough to have that great effort. This might be a huge change there, Son of Beast, but I think the third period is going to be Florida. They might want to upset on the New York Islanders. They'll have to see about that with anything. And with the couple last season lost for the Florida Panthers, just season 2 and season 3, New York Islanders only had a chance, but the only one thing that happened with the loss is that the New York Islanders could not beat against Detroit Red Wings. That was only season 3. But let's see how this will happen for the third. Be back soon when we return after the game. Alright, let's go back to Sunrise and get started. See you folks later for the post-game show. Time to play, and we are in for the third period. For those of you just joining us, we have played 2 periods, and now we are down to a final period in Sunrise, Florida. Big matchup as the standing crowd really wants to see some biggest upsets of the game, but there might be only one for the Atlantic Division to have it all. All right, let's go over and start things off. I will now send it over to you, but there's a goal, and we are now tied. Bo Horvat, he just squeezes. I'm coming back. What happened to that play? I mean, I don't know what he did, but that Bo Horvat, he was really making this mess, and there was a squeeze afterward. He was coming in for the rush. Watch what happens with this play. This save, and then this Bo Horvat, This is how happens with the born leader. And this one was rolling along, and now that Bo Horvath had gotten tied up a bit, he had that one with a great look. Now leading up to a rushing score, it's back down to even. They really are going to make that one a huge stiffer to try to stop that one out. They got to make sure they really keep on defense. No question to be asking for it. Florida and New York are tied for 2 with only 44 seconds time on the goal for the New York Islanders. Palat wants to do it again. There he goes. Blocker save by Sergei Bobrovsky. And now Aaron Ekblad the other way. Now what's your take here for the third period? Well, they got to see this one here. Afterwards, you have no rush to play. You just need to make sure you're really up to the timing right. I don't really think that this most likely for the Panthers, they really are watching this one carefully, but they don't seem to like to follow it as much as they can. They got to see this to have the finish for the Cats, and if the New York Islanders have the lead, it's going to change it over. Anthony Duclair rushing into the Florida territory, goes with a hit, another hit, and Nikolov with the rebound. Big deep pass to Sam Bennett. He has his first goal, trying to look for another lead. Terahegi back to Aaron Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad trying to launch his way into Nikolov. Nikolov looks over to Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett again to Aaron Ekblad. He looks over to Sam Bennett with the shot. Another save by Sorokin. Sam Bennett again to Aaron Ekblad. He looks to Nikolov. Nikolov shoots it right to Marchand. Back save. Misses line. And back to Sam Bennett the other way to get Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad settling down a little bit. Bennett. Marchand shot. Trying to hold the save. But it's now back to Anders Lee. New York on the offense. Gene Gabriel Payhue back to Anders Lee. The Islanders are back into Florida territory. And it's given away by Rodriguez. Mikko Nikolov. A chance back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez moving around, shot, save play. Back and over again to Gene Gabriel Payhue. Marchand cannot hold on to the puck. That goes out of here. And Nikolov back in the offense. Swing again to Velinskis. Velinskis looks to Rodriguez. Velinskis now finding Nikolov. Looking over to Marchand. Marchand finds Rodriguez. Velinskis again to Nikolov. A shot. Stop by Sorokin and will freeze the play with under 15 minutes. This is one of the better big games of the night. Sam Bennett had a great goal in contact range, but there was a huge effort that Sam Bennett could have had to play it upward without Alexander Barkov. That would have really been able to have that one saving it up. And I mean, you know what happens with Sam Bennett. This is the only goal where he really had that one opening it up. That really makes it a huge difference to have that one huge range and doesn't stand a choice. And only has that goal to have in the second period. Sam Bennett still waiting comfortably in the 26th goal of his game on the team leaderboard. And now is ready to have another puck drop. It'll be Rodriguez with the winning faceoff. Hornford, nowhere to give. Anthony Duclair can't hold on, and this one gets back to Jeff Petrie. Now he's over to Rodriguez, and as Anthony Duclair will have it the other way. He'll have it jump around and hit. And now it's Petrie for the Red Wings. He'll have it over. A pass again to Hornford. Swings it to Greer. Greer chance. Passes over to Smekovic. Tomaskovic finding Petrie. Petrie finding the Lundell. Looks to Hornford. Greer. Hornford. Lundell. Almost swings, but there's no penalty on New York. Going for some chance. And doesn't get a deflection. This one stops on Sorokin. 13:29 remaining. That Sorokin really hit a huge on it at the frame save. That really was a huge on the post-to-post play. He's really stopping it afterward. That is the best goaltender of the night, and he really had a huge saving effort. He doesn't stop and have that one thinking about it, but that really was a huge save to keep on from attacking. Now what happens? Nothing gets a choice. That really is just all we need to do for him. Florida and New York still tied with 2. And Lindell wins the faceoff. Hornford, he shoots, close save by Sorokin, and Adam Pellich again at Hornford. Bo Horvath now playing again to Heineman. Give it again to Horvath. He went down. Now if he can check. And we'll have to stop here. This will be offside on Florida Cats. Now you'll have to wait things up here out of the Florida territory. And now this will be a next winning puck drop on Matthew Barzal as we'll hold out with the faceoff. D'Angelo to Lee. Lee moves around. Blocker save by Sergei Bobrovsky. Lundell finding to Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk goes right to the board. Florida Cats cannot believe it. In motion, stopped by Bobrovsky. And I don't know how this is going to change, but there is no question that goes right over toward the wing. Yeah, they're not happy afterward, and I really mean it. They don't really like this afterward, but they're really stopping things and slowing this down. That's going to definitely cause a defer to have that one pushing it out. And you got a lot of great save afterward. What a chance made for Sergei Bobrovsky for tonight. He really did not think he was going to able to stop that effort. At post-to-post flanking range, he really made out with a huge goal. No way he could ever answer that if he had it all. And what about Gustav Forsling? I will now send it over to Palm Tree. Well, Gustav Forsling had a great using of the save, and I really wanted to tell him now that starting up with the hugest on the effort on the early edges, he really made a great change up. That's huge effort, and you really are just spotting that one on. I was really noticing that about Gustav Forsling. He had that one with a great goal. He's just having it all that he can. You cannot let it go slowing down. You just got to make sure you're really up to the rush. And that's what happened there before. You really made a huge of a different save. You just keep going, and you got to try to pull it up again. Keep going, and give that one a goal, comfortable lead. This might be what happens to Gustav Forsling for tonight. He's still playing on ice. I'll keep an eye on him. Back to you. Thank you, Palm Tree. Now back to Forsling. Just only a midway mark in the third period, and we'll have it right around the net. And that one is overhead. He goes down. Mayfield behind the back. Knocked down by Marchand. Now here's another one to Scott Mayfield. Anders Lee finding the Sauji. And Matthew Barzal. The swing over to Jonathan Drouin. Forsling will keep it out. Anders Lee. And this will go back to New York territory. Mayfield, given away by Samaskovich. He'll wait some regroup here. And as Mikkola will slow things down. And now Samaskovich will have a little bit of a change in the offensive zone. Now Mikkola, when they'll have a little bit of a change in credit, Walensky swings and misses. Trying to find a balance here. With some little press. And save by Bobrovsky. Got a little save on the pad, and now again to Mikkola. Oh, that really makes a deferring effort. That really makes a save. He just don't have a choice to do for it. That really has a sledge. Right turn front. Walensky is given back to Horvat. Horvat swings and fires. It's blocked by Mikkola. Shoots corner, glove save by Bobrovsky. Back to Samaskovich. Almost would have had a chance at the goal for the Islanders. That would have been a bad chance. Samaskovich over and away. Saved by Sorokin. 7:15 remaining in the third period. Matthew Barzal. A good cut motion here. That one will have it over. And now Pellich writes him down. Reinhardt finding Lundell. Lundell. Good cut motion play. Lundell backhand. Saved by Sorokin. 6:38 remaining in the third period as he'll be able to try to hold up with another faceoff. Be prepared for the next game as we'll have our next game. As for Son of Beast and Terry Crews, we'll be settling things and ready for Nashville as they take on against the Winnipeg Jets at Bridgestone Arena. Coverage of the game will start at 8 p.m. on the other side of it. If you're joining us here for the next game, we'll have a little reminder for you to have on for our next game. So stay up to date by hitting that subscribe button for Son of Beast's channel and get tons of notifications. Follow me on social media as well on X and TikTok. There'll be a lot of great contents up there aboard, and you will never miss out the moment. The gaming of this channel will be the next reach if we pass 1,000 subscribers. Please keep hitting it, or else you'll be sorry. Lustrowena. Back to Aaron Ekblad. 5:15 remaining to go in Wolford. And Aaron Ekblad finding Kunin. Kunin, backhander, saved by Sorokin. 5:03 remaining in the third period. Trying to have the lead off with a goal for the Florida Panthers. 89 over 87. That changes the other way. And that time it will be the Islanders. Have a little change off here for some killing on the passing effectiveness. And Schaefer will have it. We are under 5 minutes remaining, presented by Discover for the final minute. Kunin wipes down. And back to Kunin again. He's really not happy afterward. He has really been like whipping it up too soon. And he's really tired of it. He had enough of this cruel game. Here's Schaefer's shot. Another save of Borowski. Horvath. Right toward middle. Broken up. And that's Kachuk. Now finding it. Aiden Lundell. Keeps it around the net. And now Schaefer. Does he have the right choice? Andre Palat. Now finding the Bo Horvath. Florida back the other way. Now finding the Forsling. He'll have some new line change. As Forsling is behind the net. Trying to watch on the defender here. No penalty on New York. And now Sam Bennett. What a great move. Sam Bennett. Moving in. Shot save by Sorokin. Verhage. Over now to Nicola. Horrible shot as our net was denied by Sorokin with only 2:45 remaining. Now we go over to Palmtree, who got the best play of the night. Oh, this is no change off here, and as I say, Elliot Sorokin was a huge deferring save. He really would change it all. It was a huge goaltender saving of the night, and he had it all with a nice, great takeaway. There's no way when you had a lot of effort, but that is a great strength that you really have it all to take him out. I'll be watching on this one for Elliot Sorokin if he has the next choice to have a huge save to stop him down. And hopefully one of the players can definitely have it answer with the goal. Back to you. Love to hear that one here, there, Panthers. Thank you. And now here's Mikolov. We'll have it right again to Belinskis. Palmtree wants to see if here's the next goal to take in the third period with under 2 minutes. Poked it. And now we'll give it away by Mikolov. And as Brad Marchand now finds it to Bennett. Bennett! And chance in middle! Poke checked it out by the goaltender. Back to Verhage. Verhage swings around. That one is almost in, and it's denied again by Sorokin. Unbelievable. What an effort by Sorokin. There's no chance afterward. And watch what Sorokin. That is great save to have some huge stops. No blank effort, and that's what Schaefer, he had that one huge enough to have that one help out. And he just did not believe it. Just 16 over 16 face-off wins. And they really are trying to work it out. The win for Bo Horvath with 1:15 remaining. Kellich knock him out. And we're down to the final minute in the third period. Good job. Nowhere to find him. And I'll have it back to Aaron Ekblad. Time ticking down with 50 seconds. Lundell. He shoots. Kicked out by Sorokin. And here's Andre Palat. Full home shot. Blocked away. Saved by Sorokin. And that one is another Sergei Narovsky on a great play. Now he gets shot. He might win. Glove snatched by Sorokin. Another save by the Islanders. So he definitely did that again. He shut down clearly. That wouldn't be like this night to have that one denied. Horvath shot. Blocked up by the Chuck. Nicola right over the other way. Chance for the buzz beater. It's back to D'Angelo. And now finding to Adam Pellich. And it's broken away. And that will end the regulation period as we are going to OT in Sunrise, Florida. 2 is the number. But will there be 3-2? Find out after the break. Regulation over with 2-2. Overtime is next when we return. Alright, let's have a look and see what we have, the total statistics. In case you missed it, here's how they did. And now it's OT. This is one of the hardest matchups that the New York Islanders and the Florida Panthers have ever been facing it off, since last time we saw that the New York Islanders have already won against the San Jose Sharks, and the Florida Panthers they beat against the Edmonton Oilers from last season. But this time, they may have to do is try to fix it together. What do you think of this one, and who do you think will win? I had no choice, but I'm going to have to say New York Islanders might have to win with this one. So that might be my take, to have it with a great opportunity. So this is going to be definitely an easy call to have a little bit of a 75 over 25 percentage for the New York Islanders to beat over the Florida Panthers. So that might be the great take in. And with that, I don't believe that anybody would be able to be playing it for. How about you? Well, I bet that the New York Islanders might be able to win. That's my take, and I hope that this might be another win for the season to have it on the road, so they can definitely try to keep things going back and forth at all the time. And maybe, you never know, that might be what their take is going to be for New York Islanders to keep things from back to business. Well, says it all. I guess that might be the great thing to have it finished. And now let's go ahead and prepare for OT as Paintbrush and James, along with Palm Tree, ready to share for the finish of this game. Overtime starts now. It's overtime, and we are ready to prepare for this matchup. The winner wins next. And we're ready. Overtime starts now. It's presented by your local Honda dealers. As now with the huge save, starts off by Sergei Bobrovsky. Here's Gustav Forsling. He'll start things up and see what we got. Big matchups here for the game of the night. It wasn't like this afterward with the loss against the Dallas Stars, but they need to find it in Charlottesville clearly to have some better message. We'll see where it goes with the next take. Coming on ice is Aaron Ekblad. He'll have it right over toward the wing. And he'll have to reset it out of the zone. You will have to wait things on. Spin across, back the other way. Now Sam Reinhart will have a little bit of a discommunication here. Toward the middle, stopped by Sorokin. This one will freeze to play with only 3:26 in OT. And he'll be ready to have the reinforcement to group in. Check out this one last save here by Sergei Bobrovsky. That's one of his hugest save, and you're really not supposed to be able to have some hugest credit effort. That Sergei Bobrovsky has got a great start to the feeling. With Aaron Ekblad, I will now send it over to Palm Tree. Do you think that he will have his own goal? Well, my opinion is another chance for Aaron Ekblad. He's going to definitely try to have it all. The one take I'm seeing things is that Aaron Ekblad is starting to do things on his own heart. He's got to show things off in some defensive effort. There's no change up that he would do for, so he's got to make sure he's up to the chance and play it hard. It's nothing to do for, and they got to do it. Here comes the breakaway train in the window! Stop by Sorokin! Oh man, the big breakout attack, and that one denies the effort. And what do you think Bo Horvat will have a chance over here, Palm Tree? Well, I'm not saying that Bo Horvat may have a quick winning draw face-off. This is going to be a big knockout for tonight, and he might have to do it again to give some better communication skill. This needs to have some great opportunity to keep moving around. They got to make sure they have that one clear space. Forsling, Rodriguez, can't hold on. Here's Schaefer, and now Rodriguez the other way. Trying to go for some middle attacker, kicked it out. Matthew Tkachuk now finally got a Forsling. Forsling, save! Back the other way for the Islanders with 1:40 remaining OT. Andre Palat now finding to Schaefer. Schaefer, toward wing, give it away by Tkachuk. Tkachuk, he's sprinting! This could be it! Almost! Goaltender had knew that one. He would have had that one thinking about it. He just cannot believe it. Wow, I'm definitely telling you this now. He wipes him out and he had it with the stick. I don't know how he did that. That is really one of the hard saves he'd never been counting for. Aaron Ekblad, spin around. Here's a take, meaning shot. Stop by Sorokin. Just 43 seconds remaining in OT. And they'll be able to have that one for another puck drop ready. Sam Bennett winning the faceoff. Reinhardt shots blocked by D'Angelo. And Dronin. With some chance, 30 seconds remaining. The English shot close, saved by Bobrovsky. Aaron Ekblad will try to finish things off, and now Reinhardt with under 30 seconds remaining. Reinhardt enters. Right to Bennett, scores! From the Reds, the Panthers win OT. OT hero of the game, Sam Bennett. Wow, I cannot believe that you did that. To right to Sam Bennett, that was really good. After Reinhardt, that's where the pass is going to come right by. And throwing right is a good idea. That's winning in OT. That's a great strategy. What a change after this is. And now when you got to save to Sam Bennett, the finishing happens. After Reinhardt, watch what the pass makes. That slips, and now Bennett, he has finished it all. It's a big night for success. How about we salute the fans, especially to the Cat. You cannot mess with the Panthers. They win in OT. It's a big night. Let's go home happy and make us feel proud. Whereas the wild of the game, Florida Panthers OT winner. And I was all they did to keep on going. Well, along my broadcast, along with Palm Tree and James, I'm Paintbrush. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Good night in Sunrise, Florida. Paintbrush, thank you. Time for 3-star players in the game. Mikola is the first star player in the game. Only makes for the only one goal and takes that step in. Second star player of the game for the Islanders is Ilya Sorokin with 54 saves. That only makes with a little bit of a post-to-post shots to stop that effort. And your first star player of the game, the OT winner, goes to Sam Bennett. He has scored 2 goals and 4 hits. Just the OT what you need to remember from Sam Reinhardt over to Sam Bennett. That's the take without Barkov. And here's how the final statistics happen. 57 over 24 total shots on goal. 35 hits over 30 for Florida Panthers. And it was 1750 over 306 for Florida time on attack. And 88 over 86 for New York Islanders. And 19 over 18 face-off wins for the Islanders. Well, I can't believe it that the Florida had done it all. They clutched it, and that's another road loss for the New York Islanders. That's 2 losses in a row from Season 3 and from this season. I don't know how that's going to change, but this might go back the other way. But for Season 1, that's always a win against the Flyers. And with that being said, that goes with another hugest bang-off for the Florida Panthers. They were sure enough to get back on the home without the win against the New Jersey Devils from a couple seasons ago, and you won't believe how that would happen. Well, folks, that's going to wrap things up. I hope you all enjoyed this part of tonight's game of the Islanders and the Panthers. We'll see you again for the next game as the Jets take on Nashville Predators at Bridgestone Arena. Coverage game starts at 8 p.m., so don't miss out for the next part of the game. Along with me and Terry Crews, I'm Terry Crews, and I'm Son of Beast. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for as a while as the NHL 26 gameplay dial. Good night, everyone, and so long in Sunrise, Florida.
If you don't, somebody will.